Howdy, this is Stone Hook. I want to check this. I changed the camera angle. I put it right over here upside my head. I'm going to just work this smaller piece of obsidian tonight instead of my bigger one. Try out this camera angle. But anyways, it's just 5/16 inch thick mahogany. Obsidian slab. I drew out a blade on there. It's about a little bit longer than 3.5 inches by about 1.25 inches wide. What I'm gonna try to make out of it. I'm gonna first just get rid of all this rough edge. I think. It's a little tougher to get them flakes right there underneath that cortex. Got that edge pretty close to shape, so I'm gonna go ahead and zigzag this edge here. just kind of sheared off real square. Missed. Knock the tip off. Well, I almost had it to shape, but now I'm going to have to do a little more shaping. Get my tip back. I got to maybe a little more off that across here. Well, I kind of worked it to shape the shape I want. A little bit oversized for the width. I don't know if I'm going to be as long as I intended to, but it's important to get this shape established kind of early on, because if the way this rock was shaped, you know, if I'm trying to thin from way out there, it's just not going to happen consistently. This way, I'm about the same distance from the center line from both sides, so my flakes ought to behave the same way from both sides, sort of. So now I'm just going to pick out, I like continuous edges. So I'm going to just run a little bevel, scratch that top edge and put me a little bevel right here to this way where I can drive flakes on this side. First right here. Do this side the same way, because I really like to be able to work from both sides. If you get a flake breaks off on you, you can come back and catch it from the other side right then, you know, and help blend in on past it. If you try to work both sides or opposite sides, a hinge is harder to get to sometimes. I'm going to bevel this side back the same way. got a pretty good bevel down both sides just to get a little bit below center line. This side's a little rougher looking. I'm gonna just lightly kind of scrunch that back that way again. Then around that edge pretty strong. Yeah, I'm just gonna start right here. That looks like a good little platform. I'm gonna try to drive these flakes just halfway or just a hair past halfway. So instead of turning the rock up where I'm really driving into the rock, I'm gonna turn it down a little bit so that flake will come on out. I hit too short. Yeah, them flakes just blended together nicely, and then I can do the same thing all the way down. If one of them breaks off, I have better access to get it. I got a real high spot right here, so I'm gonna go ahead and get my next platform right there and just flake right there. Just take one right here and then one right there. I'm gonna come over here and skip over here to this next low spot. Right there. Yeah, there. I'm gonna just move my platform over on both sides and get lined up again. Have even platform right there. Drive a flake like right there. It didn't go as far as I wanted it to there. I was kind of a little timid, I guess. So I'm gonna have to make this one kind of wrap over there. I didn't make it. So now I got to use that little bit of ridge I got to try to get in there, and maybe this little ridge right here. I messed up my big wide platform flake scores I was going to go though. I needed them flakes to travel. I almost got my wide flake score back. I missed. Man. You see my platform was way over right there. And I hit way to the left and kind of looked too deep. Took out a plug. That's good by the flake scars though. That's just too darn deep. See, it made a big old ridge and big ugly. But I'll move my platform over a little bit more again. That platform's good there, but we'll move this one over to like right there. When I say move it over, I don't mean much. It just really makes sure there's no lips right here on this side of your platform. Grind it all down good. We can hit right there. I missed again. I hit to the right that time. Darn it. Missed my whole platform. Hit right there. I'm gonna move this platform over a little bit, just right past that ridge. Well, I don't know why that ain't getting a flake exactly. I got that end a little bit too strong for the tip. These flakes are so short, you don't need much of a strong platform at all. Better not do that. I'm gonna try to straighten this up a little bit where I got that big gouging flake right there. Bit too short. I kind of knocked out my big flake scores, but now I'm just gonna go back down this head, taking tiny flakes to get just enough bevel. There's another low spot right there, though. Need to kind of hit that off. Anyway, I like to rake that top edge just right on, so you're only scratching this top surface right here. That's where your bopper's gonna be connecting as it goes by. Cause I turn that way up to high where that bopper just barely catching as it goes by. That's what gives it just a tiny bevel. It don't take much. I mean, if you look at that, I know it's really hard to see, but that center line, I mean, the margin is just about center line now. Maybe favoring this side a little bit, so it don't take much of a bevel to get right below center line. Same thing over here. You look at it and then see most of that did bevel down below center line pretty good. If you got a spot, if you look at like this other side, there's a spot right there that didn't bevel as much, so I'm gonna try to hit that a little better. It's kind of got a steep angle to it right there, is why it's not wanting to bevel. But you just gotta make it bevel. I mean, it's gonna use up a little bit of edge. But if you ain't got a good bevel, you're gonna use up all your edge. That's pretty good. That's well below center line, see? Now we'll try down a little bit, get anything loose off. And I'm gonna just start at the tip again, work my way back, try to get them flakes connect across the front to the center. Tip to a little whopper job right there. I wanted that flake to go a little bit farther out there. I went to the end of the tip again. I sure want that one to go a little bit farther. If I keep having this trouble where them flakes ain't going farther, I'm gonna grind my edge a little bit more too, because them flakes are releasing before I get any energy into them. I gotta hit it right though. Kind of clobbered that flake. Anyways, I'm gonna move on down, try to get me a platform like right here on both sides. Then I probably need to come back and take one there. I might take that one right now. There's a little bit of low spot right there. Yeah, now we'll move this platform over to about right there. I think I'm gonna take this flake first, because that's not a real good termination coming from this side. So if I take this flake first, it'll smooth all that out. This flake will terminate, have more smoother contours to run into. It kind of dove right there a little bit, darn it. I missed to the right. Darn it, I'm gonna just start missing now all of a sudden, I guess. I missed to the right, then to the left, and finally kind of got it. Now I'm gonna move my platform over again. This is almost in the right spot. Man, I made a bad hit. I hit to the left and too far up on there a little bit. I don't know why I start getting tensed up like this and do that. when you do stuff like that, it's just going to take up more rock to get that feathered back in. But it's just part of it. That's how I learned flint that, mostly just chasing my mistakes and trying to fix mistakes. Like that one right there, just hit too short. I really missed to the left and hit too far in again. Well, I thought I was getting that tip straightened out, but not quite. We'll move this platform over a little bit and hit a flake right there. I want that flake to go a little bit farther than that. That's kind of a concavity right there. Hit too deep. I got that too deep. I got just a little bit of a high spot right there. Probably right there too, but I think they'll. I'm gonna try to get one more flake right there, maybe two. I think that'll help the pressure flaking go a lot better. Yeah, I like that a little better. Boy, that's a bad spot right there. I need to knock off big old ridge. really should just quit hitting on it and pressure flake it from here on out. I kind of lost some of the thickness I was going to try to keep in it. But in 31 minutes, I'm going to be right back with a pressure flaker. Okay, I looked this thing over, and it's all pretty good, except the tips kind of offset to one side. Need to move that margin over a little bit, take a little off right there, and I took too deep of a flake right there. I kind of got a thick spot along this edge. I'm gonna straighten that out, and little thick spots I got along here, straighten that margin out a little bit more, just a little short flakes, not try to drive them very much. And then we'll just come back and try to put a pattern flake scores across it. The wishy stick. Didn't quite push them enough right there. Still got a high spot right there. I don't know, you probably can't see that from that camera, it's a little bit out, but I can actually see the bottom side of this thing as I'm flaking. That's how I know to keep going. If I can't see that bottom, I want to know how each one of them flakes did pretty much. I'll take it up and look, because if you start getting them broke off, stacking up something, or just the first one to break off a little bit, you need to know that so you can kind of take care of it before you just keep progressing. Really don't need to take much off of this side tip right there. We'll straighten up this tip a little bit. All right, I got my tip pretty much in line. If you get that tip in line before you make that final pass, sure makes a difference. A lot of times I try to make my final pass with a crooked tip and think I'm going to take it out when I make my final pass, and it just don't come out as well as if you take a little time and go ahead and straighten it up before that final pass. That's that right there. I need to go right here a little bit. That's a little bit pretty rough, ragged edge right there. Yeah, it looks pretty straight now. It just does too. Where I didn't push them flakes, so I got a high spot right there. I wish I didn't have. I think I'm gonna try to clean that off a little bit, because if you look at the edge, it's a little bit wide right there compared to this. So I'm gonna just take some little flakes and move, set a little better bevel up to catch those flakes right there. That bevel is too slick though. That's a little better contour right there now. That looks pretty smooth enough, I'd say. I'm gonna go ahead and shape up my base a little bit before I do this final pass too. Now what I'm gonna do is something that I've seen done. I've never really done it, but I did the first slab I ever bought at a napping one time. Come home, didn't know what to do with it, and I napped it like I'm supposed to try to nap this. What I did, I think his name is Steve Burns at the Nibbles Bluff Napkin too. He does this, makes frillies and things, and that's how he works these edges back from the tip. Makes a perfect dang point. But what I'm gonna do, take flake on one side and flake on the other side, then flip it over, flake here, flake there. Work all four sides from the tip back. We don't want it to crush like that. We want good heavy enough platform to pop a good smooth flake. I think that's one thing that helps this Obsidian be really smooth is if you get a bigger bite with this pressure flaker and get a good solid flake. It makes a smoother flake scars than a little flimsier flake. I think I might need to turn this camera out a little bit, huh? Work more out on my leg, maybe. I don't know. Now I lost track where I was at. That one. That one. I'm ready to flip. Well, I didn't get a good flake there. I think I was flaking in the wrong spot. I have a hard time seeing where that last flake was. I think I kind of got behind right there. I ain't skipping over far enough. I'm trying to take a flake too close to that last flake, and that edge is just too thin right there for what I'm trying to do, actually. That's the problem. I think I've been seating too close to that little corner. I need to move over just a hair. Yeah, I think that's the trick I've been missing. Darn, this edge just, I don't like that. About to get confused which way I got to go. I think I am going to take another little flake right there. I feel like this side's getting ahead of this side. I don't know, though, that don't look right. Man, that right there, if you execute that properly, where each flake is just peeling off a part of this edge behind you, that is just an extremely sharp edge. I missed a couple. If you can see them little light color spots here and there where I kind of missed getting the whole edge flaked off really clean, but that's a cool way to flake a point. Fix up the tip a little bit. Man, them little points are so fine and sharp, they just crumble if you try to. I'm gonna call that it. It's just gonna be a little knife blade, probably have a little handle on to it. It ought to be a cutting dude.